Did you grow up?
My father was in the military, so
Okay.
I lived everywhere. I've lived overseas. I've traveled overseas. I've seen the world. The Western woman, the American woman, from a standpoint of marriage and family, this is the worst place in the world to choose a wife. Not only the worst place in the world, it's the worst place in the annals of history to choose a wife. Attention to a woman is like crack cocaine. And so she's seeing these things on the internet, and she's got guys in her DM, and they're giving her a false idea of their value. Male attention is monopoly money. Because when you hit 35 and that attention starts to go away and you start looking for men, the kind of men you want, now you're competing with the younger, hotter, more fertile girl. There's a reason that the creator starts, you start to lose your eggs, in the mid 30s? I have daughters. My youngest daughter just graduated from college. She's 22. My advice to them, find the best man you can at your youngest age and settle down with him.
And if that man is 40 years old, you'd be okay with it?
40?
Yeah.
As long as he can provide for her and she loves her, he's going to treat her right, absolutely. As long as they're an adult. It's okay for an 18-year-old or a 19-year-old to have and have sex and put it all out on the internet. She's old enough to do that. She's old enough to be in a relationship. And what does God say, by the way? What does nature say? Nature says that women typically get their period like in their early teens, maybe 12, maybe 13 years old. In my opinion, that's nature and God saying he's preparing you to get ready for childbirth. It's always from tradition, and you go to other countries, the same thing. You find younger women with older men because the older man is more seasoned. He can teach her. He's developed himself. He's got resources, and he's able to provide for her. But you see all these pretty women walking around. They're in Vegas. They understand. They're monetizing their sexuality. This is the world we live in, right? But at my age and what I know, and I can pull out thousands of dollars.
Oh, I thought he was going to pull out his... He pulled out money.
No, I
He
can
pulled
pull
out
out
money.
thousands of dollars.
Thousands of dollars right here.
I'm the pretty guy now.
Men aren't betraying Western women. They're reacting to incentives. When commitment is punished and respect feels conditional, people start looking where partnership still looks like a two-way street.
Men are traveling out of the U.S. just to find a wife. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it went on to explain why men are traveling out of the States to find a wife. To sum it all up, they say that women from other countries are well-educated, classy, elegant, very feminine, and they understand how to give and take in relationships instead of being demanding, entitled, and ungrateful for things that men do for them. And I'm not saying all, but some women in America have grown so entitled and demanding. Basically, they think that they can treat a man however they want and they can get away with it. Treat a man poorly, and then they criticize their looks when they're not in the best shape themselves. Agree or disagree all you want, but men do like feminine women. They like when women behave feminine, and they like when women take care of themselves. Want a good man, but they're tired of our BS. So much, in fact, that they're traveling overseas just to find a wife that respects them.
What really stings isn't men looking abroad. It's the idea that some women still value family, loyalty, and peace over power games. And that comparison makes a lot of people uncomfortable. Because women outside the U.S. only want a family and unconditional love.
Every time I go on a date with an American guy, he tells me, I will never date American women. I start thinking, why American women are so evil? Nobody wants to date them. What's wrong with them? I know what's wrong. They have high standards and they want to go to third world countries. They want to seduce girls with a $100 bill and a pack of bread. Just want her to serve him for this. Because these girls, they don't know that people can make $10,000 a month in the States. That $100 for him is nothing. It's a chocolate pie with fucking Milky Way. And they exercise their power on people who are less fortunate in life because of their government and their economy. And every time I hear that from an American man, I say, ooh, you know what? I think it's time. I need to feed my cat. Bye-bye then.
When men say they want love without constant testing, they're not asking for control, they're asking for calm. Something that's become surprisingly rare in modern dating culture. Men wouldn't even consider trying with someone who called it wife up. No value in that commitment. She clearly sees this as a trend or phase.
Did you know that the rate of divorce goes down by 20 to 30% if you get married after the age of 25? The hot spot being between 25 and 34. After 35 being slightly higher, but still much lower than if you have an early marriage. So women, don't let those crazy conservatives convince you that the whole point of being a woman is finding a husband and getting married as soon as possible. And if you're above 30 and still single, you have nothing to worry about because you are way more likely to make the right choice for the long term.
The moment marriage gets treated like a trend instead of a lifelong decision, serious men quietly opt out because nobody wants to gamble their future on someone still figuring it out.
Miami is one of the worst places to find a wife, and here is why. Now, I'm not saying that you can't find a good person in Miami, but the probability of you finding someone in a culture that is predicated on looks, money, lack of spirit, and just resources alone, it's not really an ideal place to end up finding someone. Now, is it possible for you to find someone there? 150%, but the probability is a lot lower. Finding a woman in a place where it's very toxic, it's very money driven, not purpose driven, and people don't really know what they want. A lot of people in Miami, they're coming from broken places to find something that is an also broken place. And it's very difficult to find what you're looking for with broken people.
Men aren't chasing passports for fun. They're chasing predictability, respect, appreciation, and the sense that commitment won't be weaponized against them later.
The West are the only people who have ever been confused about what a woman is, what her job is, what she's meant to do, where she comes from, where she needs to go. The only people who have ever been confused about that are in the West. Especially in our world, we've always known what a woman is, what her duty is, how she is to be honored, cherished, protected, so on and so forth, and all of her rights. We've never been confused about that. It's not a thing that comes from our side.
In your world, women are being denied education, medical care, and the ability to leave the home as I speak. Listen, having a competition of sorts regarding who treats women the best, the Eastern world or the Western world, is quite silly because they both find new and innovative ways to treat women like shit. But when having that competition, if you so choose, there is nothing more delusional than attempting to claim that the Eastern world is more cherishing, honoring, and respecting of women. And that claim becomes more delusional as you insert religion into the conversation. For the sake of everyone's cortisol levels, I'll leave that there. But I will say, your side, as you so put it, has pretty unanimously decided since the dawn of time that a woman's role or place is beneath men. At least my side has fought against that quite aggressively for centuries.
A lot of this outrage ignores the root issue. When men feel constantly criticized at home, they naturally become curious about cultures where masculinity isn't treated like a flaw.
Reading some of the comments from the British and American women mainly, okay, stating that it's so sad how like I had to go to South America in order to get laid and get a girlfriend. So of course they're trying to insult me, and to be honest guys, it's actually just an insult to yourself, okay? You couldn't keep your own men, okay, from England or from America. I'm not even from England. I'm originally from Poland, okay, and there's plenty of beautiful women there, trust me. So your own men are deciding to leave the country. Why is that? Well, women in the West are super masculine. Nobody wants to deal with that. So what do guys do? They go over to Eastern Europe, they go over to South America, they go over to Southeast Asia. Now guys, I've not only traveled to South America, I've been pretty much everywhere in the world, guys, over 38 countries and counting. And I've also had a girlfriend from the UK for 3 years. So it's like, these insults, they don't even get to me. So I'm just laughing at these insults because I had plenty of success here in the UK. And it's not to say that there aren't any beautiful women in the UK, because there definitely are. It's just not going to compare at all to somewhere like Warsaw or Moscow or even Rio, Brazil. And the funny thing is, I keep seeing like English guys with Polish women, with Romanian women, but they don't even want their own women, okay? What is going on?
Why would women become masculine, I wonder? Passport bros isn't new. Women are not different around the world. You're looking for a domestic slave. Western women already know. We've spread the word. Saying no to Western dating isn't about hating women. It's about rejecting dynamics where effort is expected, but gratitude and loyalty feel optional.
I just came to the realization why I'm single. every guy that I'm like, oh yeah, he's attractive. Okay, this is not supposed to be offensive, but I see their wives and they just look like so, like, you know, like, not like this, just like, you know, like, I pretend my tattoos are gone. Dude, I look crazy. Like, that's why guys don't want to wife me up. And I just come to this realization today. See? I thought these men wanted, like, you know, big, strong, tough girls. I don't know. I feel like all of them are, like super girly, and all these guys are like, yeah, that's my girl. That's just, like, housewife stuff. And I'm over here, like, I own my own business. I'm covered in tattoos. I'm a little spazzy, but that's okay. We embrace it. But yeah, I don't think any guy's gonna wife me up because they can't take me seriously. And I just realized that. Damn.
So this is for the single people. I've been thinking, like, the last few days, like, I can just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even, like, meeting someone and then, like, all of a sudden you're just, like, hanging around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I don't know whether, like, I'm just going through, like, this phase or, like, this stage of, like, a breakup, even though it was, like, months ago, but, like, I just can't envision it. Like, I just don't think I'm ever going to meet anyone. Like, I'm totally fine being on my own forever, but, like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or are people just going to be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
As a childless woman in my early 40s, I'm constantly thinking about my retirement and what that looks like. And it's always the same, no matter what. And it has been since my 30s, which is to live in a hut or a well-framed cabin in the woods with a community of women. And we all just, like, grow our own food, make our own preserves, read books, fix everything ourselves, have coffee together in the morning, drink wine at night, have a bunch of cats and dogs and chickens and goats, maybe some horses, pigs, whatever. And then we do really weird shit at night that makes everyone scared to come up to our property and just leaves us alone forever until we all just die in our beds, happy. That sounds like a pretty good retirement.
The debate always jumps to extremes, but most men aren't looking for servants. They're looking for cooperation instead of competition in their own relationship.
American daddies, listen, Linda, listen. Listen, Linda, what is it about Australian women that you're like, oh, she's wifey material? Because it cannot just be the accent, babe. It can't be the accent because it's disgusting. Our accent's giving bogan. Are you joking? Are you joking? So please explain what about Australian women is giving wife that is different from American women, because I'm so intrigued here. Because for me, an American man, I'm like, okay, yeah, cool, the accent's hot. Hot AF, yes. But I just also feel like they look different and also different energy. Honestly, I feel like American men have more respect than Australian men. I'm not going to lie. Like, the American men that I've interacted with, respectful. Australian men, douchebags. Oh my God, I feel bad being so mean about Australian men. Not all Australian men are like that, okay? Like, I'm not saying all, I'm just saying, listen, Linda, I need a swapsies. But tell me, why wife? What's giving wife, babe?
What gets missed is that global dating exposes differences in values, not superiority. And when values clash, people don't argue. They simply choose differently.
Is it just me, or is dating Western women not worth it anymore? I lived in Philadelphia, in Las Vegas, in San Diego, in Miami, in New York City, Texas, and North Carolina, China, Portugal, Poland, Ukraine, Puerto Rico, different cities in Brazil. And what I found is that women in Eastern Europe and South America are just much more feminine, much more elegant, They have more respect. They're more down to earth. Okay, they play less games. They're more feminine and elegant and sweet. And just night and day difference from the Western women in countries like the US and Canada and the UK. Okay, they're just a much better quality of woman that's much more worth your time. To grab my best converting Tinder opener for free, check out the link in the bio.
Men didn't suddenly change, the rules did. And once commitment became high risk with low reward, exploring other cultures stopped looking radical and started looking practical. That's all for today. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to press the notification bell so you get the latest updates from our channel.